I am Dr. Sarfaraz Kareem. Today we are going to understand one of the important concept related with marketing, which is known as target marketing. The concept of target marketing. In the bracket you can see it, I have put three words. They are STP, commonly used for the segmentation, targeting and positioning. So we are trying to understand in this chapter that what is target marketing, what are the stages of target marketing, how these concepts are applied in various form of marketing, or being a marketing manager, being the marketeers or the strategist of the marketing, how we can apply target marketing concepts. So let us begin this chapter. The target marketing concept has included three things. It includes the three activities. First one is segment the market, that is the segmentation. Second one is market targeting, means after segmentation, which market we have to target, where we have to send our product, where we are going to give the services in the one market, in the whole market, in the selected market, how we will proceed. And finally, market positioning. Market positioning, simple meaning is that how you will differentiate your product from your competitors so that people will recognize your product, prefer your product, take your products. So, welcome to this class. Now we are going to understand what is the very basic meaning of target marketing. Then only we are going to understand the activities, the process, the all and all the things. The first is that don't be confused with the term target marketing and marketing target. Target marketing and market targeting. They both are similar term. Larger term is target marketing. It means that from the whole potential market, whatever the potential market or from the whole market, finding the right customer for the right product and reach them at the right time is called as target marketing. I repeat, the target marketing basic meaning is that from the whole potential market, a company try to find out their right customer. Who are their right customers? All customers are not made for their products. So finding out the right customer for the right product, maybe you have the many products. So which product is relevant with which type of customer? And then reaching them on right time is called as target marketing. It is the process. Target marketing is basically process. If you see it, I have put some word over there as a keyword. It's a process. It's a applied things. Applied thing in a sense we are actually applying in our real world of the marketing. First we and after understanding, after achieving the target marketing process, what should we do? There is the three main activities which is commonly known as segmentation, targeting and positioning. Segmentation keyword is given there as a division, means we divide the market on certain criteria. Then market targeting means the basic meaning is sending or targeting with the product. Maybe a small market, big market, many markets, exclusive market. So we are targeting them. And market positioning, differentiate your product from your competitors. So this is the basic concept of target marketing. Now let us try to understand each and every activities in a detail. That we are understand what are the different things in the stages of segmentation. Like stages of segmentation, also you can say the research of the market. Stages of segmentation means how and why we will do the segmentation. Basically to say the how we will do the segmentation. First of all, we will see it is all about the research of the market, because in the marketing first Being a marketer, it is our duty to do the research, what the need and want of the customer, or what is the potentiality of this market, how my product can reach over here, and what is the chances of their success or failure. Then only, and through these things, we can only go through a research way. In this stages, there are the three main part of it. Survey stage means it include research, and search means it include research through a different way, through the qualitative way, through the quantitative way, through the survey. Many things are there. And after that, second stage is analysis stage means after collecting the data, or after collecting the data, what we will do with those data, we will going to analyze these data. Whatever the collected in the first stage, we are going to analyze in the second stage. And after analysis, we have to profile it, we have to make the conclusion, we have to draw the results, and when then we have to present to our organization whether it is feasible to go or not. So that is called as stages of segmentation. After that, the first thing is market segmentation. Market segmentation basic meaning is division of the market. It means a market segment consists of a group of customers who share a similar set of need and want. What does it mean is, it means that we have a very big market, and it is not easy to target all the complete market, and also it is not feasible, not advisable to target the whole market. All products are not made for all customers. So according to our product, according to our specialization, according to our industry, which customers are relevant with our products, that division on the basis of maybe geographical, on the basis maybe on the demographical, maybe on the behavioral, maybe on the psychological, whatever the basis is, whenever a company is dividing the whole market with a similar set of need and want, that is called as market segmentation. Segmenting market offer key benefit over mass marketing. That is obvious. If we are going to target a huge market, it will take time, it will take more expense, it will confuse, it will create the confusion. So but when we are segmenting the market, it will be easier to target them. So this is the basic meaning of market segmentation. We are trying to understand the level of market segmentation. Already we know that market segmentation means division of a customer or division of a market on certain criteria of a similar types of that one. It may be on the basis of gender, it may be on the basis of reason, it may be on the basis of their psychological characteristics. But what is the label? How much we can divide the market? Label means how much deep we can go into that market. The first level is called as segmented marketing. Segmented marketing is the first segmentation, or you can say the whenever a company try to divide the market or try to segment the larger market into a similar characteristics of a smaller market, it is called as segmented marketing. I repeat, whenever a organization, a business or company identify the large market and then segment it on the basis of similar characteristics, like maybe on the basis of, you can say the first time Coca-Cola has divided the whole market into a 5 different regions: African one region, Asia one region, America one region, Australia another region, and the rest of the world is fifth region. So like this way, it is called as segmented marketing. After that, niche marketing concept is there. Niche marketing is segmentation of the segmented market. What does it mean? It means that when a company realizes that we have already segmented a market, but still we are not able to find out our real target customer, or still we are confused about the competition, about the preference, about the various aspects. So in that case, whenever they are going to segment the segmented market again, this concept is called as niche marketing. Somebody is saying niche also, but it is better to say the niche. Niche marketing is there. Segmentation of a segmented marketing. The more you segment, the lesser the competition. It is valid for where the competition is more, where the diversity is more, where a company realize that still there are picture are not clear, so they may go for the second segmentation, they may go for the third segmentation, they may go for the fourth segmentation, till that some company may realize that up to third segmentation it is clear for us, now we can go for the second stage, that is called targeting. Some company realize that we have to go for the four or five deep segmentation. So it will be vary from company to company, product to product, and competition to competition. After that, the third one is local marketing. Local marketing can be understood in two ways. First to that, when we are coming through the deeper, like first the segmentation marketing is there, then niche marketing is there, then a company realize after niche marketing, let me focus on this particular local market, because my maximum customers or my product preference are maximum in this particular local market. So when a company is focusing and when a local customers group are targeted only, that is called as local marketing. Also we can understand this thing in a different way. When a small company start a business and they are not able to target the whole country or whole province, then they are only targeted or segmented a local area. It may be on a district wise, it may be on a province wise, so that they can understand this region have the similar set of people, this region has the similar set of taste, this region has a similar set of religion, this region has a similar type of set of education. So it is easy to target, and it is also less costly to target. So that is called as local marketing. So local marketing can also be done from the top, like after segmentation, then niche, then local marketing. Also it can be done by a local company, a smaller company. And finally, the level is individual marketing. Individual marketing is called as customized marketing. It is one-to-one marketing. It is when a customer are very much exclusive, or the product is very high end product, or the product is made on the basis of individual choice. You may say that there are the only few customers are there where the BMW is making the car on the demand of their, even some new in the new era of marketing, in the era of online on the internet, some company are giving the choice to the customer. They can customize their own, like Nike has given the choice to people, go to their website and draw their own style of shoes, what color they prefer, what number they like, and after finalizing they can go for the customized marketing. So individual marketing is true in case of very exclusive customer, like some premium companies are making some limited edition products for the limited customers, or even some company are giving the chance to an individual to draw their own product and go for it. That is the level of market segmentation. I hope level is clear. After that, now the very important thing about the segmentation is basis of segmenting consumer market. Since beginning, I am talking about the basis. But what are the different bases for segmentation, for division of a complete market, of a target market? There are four main bases on which a company can divide their market: geographical segmentation, demographic segmentation, psychographic segmentation, and behavioral segmentation. You may ask this question that only one segmentation at a time, or we can go for the combination of segmentation. We can go with the combination of segmentation also. Or first we will divide on one basis, then again we are going to do on a different basis, or together also we can go with the one or more basis. So that is one thing. The first segmentation is geographical segmentation. Geographical segmentation means when a company divide its potential market on the basis of region, like nation, state, cities, rural, urban, villages, town. This is called as geographical segmentation. Many types of company are doing, or even all type of company are first doing this type of segmentation. Let us divide the complete country into a four region: north, south, east, west. Geographical segmentation. Let us divide the whole Asian market into a different geographical nation like India, China, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan. So that is called as geographical segmentation. Let us have a one example on this basis. Consumer preference value varies. It varies due to the different geographical area. Like in case of washing machine, city people will more prefer than the village area, or urban people will use more washing machine than the rural area. The reason may be many. It can be the because of they are very busy. It may be they don't have the time. It may be the because of the water scarcity. It may be because of the working condition. So reason can be many, but when a washing machine company wants to target, they will realize that cities people consumer will use more. So I will divide my market on the basis of rural area and urban area. This division is part of geographical segmentation. This is simple segmentation. Next one is demographic segmentation. Remember one thing about the demographic segmentation. This is the largest widely used segmentation, such as age, family size, gender, income, education, religion. This form of segmentation is widely used due to a specific product. When we are talking about the consumer goods, we will see which type of products are used by the male and female, or if our products are related with the sports shoes, so we will target the customers on the male and female basis. If our shoes are related with male, so already on the basis of gender, demographic segmentation. After that, on the basis of age criteria, like from 10-year to the 40-year age, gender, age. After that, if we want to see that how they will, so this is one thing of that one. Even like some example is written over there, some are targeting old people. Old people means above 60. Why? Or even above 50, because of the retirement plan. So old people, that the criteria is on the basis of age. Women and male means on the criteria of gender. Means Bajaj Wave scooter, it's a light scooter generally made for or targeting for the female customer. Nirma for lower and middle class. So it is on the basis of income. So income, age, gender, they all are the categorized on the form of demographic segmentation. One more thing which we should know about the demographic segmentation is these are the segmentation which is physically appear, or which can be easily targeted, or which can be quantified in terms of research. Our next segmentation is psychographic segmentation. Psychographic segmentation is different from the demographic segmentation. In my last word of the demographic segmentation, I told that these segmentation are physically appearance. It is easily quantified. It is easily observed. But in case of psychographic segmentation, It is the inner things, it is the psychological things. It cannot be easily visible, cannot be easily noted down, like personality traits, belief, values, attitude, interest, lifestyle. These all are the things which is inside of a customer. Here it is not easy to quantify. These characteristics may be observable or not be observable. So to understand our customer on this level methods, we have to use some qualitative technique like focus group. We'll see what are the different groups are there. We will observe them. We can take their interview. We can see their case studies. We can to prove the successful in the compliance of this type of things. So there is also one very important term used by the marketer over here is AIO. AIO is the part of activities, interest and opinion. What is the people activities? What type of activities they want to do? What type of interest they are showing? So these all things are coming from inside. It may be from the motivation, it may be because of their personality, it may be because of their attitude, it may be because of their motivation. So these type of things are like for example, McDonald's, one of the largest fast food chain, they are using halal meat in Muslim countries and also making vegetarian foods for vegetarian person in some countries like in India. They try to use some vegetarian foods like aloo tikki, or or even some northern food, some fast food during the period of fasting. So this is called as psychographic segmentation. The last segmentation on which customers can be divided is called as behavioral segmentation. Behavioral segmentation you can understand like this: how a person or customer behave towards the products, towards the brand, whether he is occasional or whether he is loyal towards the brand or not, how much he is preferred than other brand. These all things like what type of benefit he is looking for, what is his user status, new user, old user, potential user, what is the loyalty status. As I told you, like there is no loyalty, some customer doesn't have the loyalty, so how to increase the loyalty? Some customer has the medium loyalty, if they get the better chance they can shift. Some customer has a strong choice, they will not shift until it will be completely unique. And some customers are absolute loyal, whatever will happen they are not going to change their brand. So this type of category definition or this type of studies is called as behavioral segmentation. Means a behavioral towards a certain occasion, like during the festival season, how a person react, during the regular or a special occasion, how a person react, towards the benefits, what is his behavior, which benefit he prefer more, quality wise, economical, speed wise, or whatever. Like there was one example is given over there, like greeting cards. There are two large company like Archies and Hallmark made card for different occasion, so that people want to wish other people through that one, like Diwali, Eid, wedding, etc. Dettol soap, Dettol, all we know, they try to offer the benefit of total protection of the family. So that is called as a behavioral segmentation. So these are the four major segmentation on which a company can divide their whole market, potential market. It, they can divide on one segmentation, they can divide on more than one segmentation. So this is the first stages of target marketing. In target marketing, our first stage is called as segmentation. Now the second stage, which is called as the second stage, is market targeting. As I told you at the beginning, don't be confused with the target marketing and market targeting. Target marketing is a bigger term, larger concept. Under that term, the second stage is called as market targeting. What does it mean is, it means that after doing the segmentation, once the firm have identified its market segment, now it is the time to decide how many market we are going to target, which how many products which we are offering. Some company may offer one product and they want to target five, or they have segmented the five market. Maybe they will go with one product to all the market, maybe they will go with one product to two market, or many companies they have the different product to offer, and they have also different segmented market. So how much, which product is good for which segmented market, that decision has been taken in this stage, which is called as market targeting. A firm must evaluate the various segment and decide how many and which one to target. A single segment, as I told you, single market, several segment, more than one market, a specific product, maybe you want to go with one product, a specific market when if you want to reach to a specific market, or the full market. Let us understand this pattern. This five different pattern I have taken from Kotler book. You can understand like how we will target. Like in case of first, like this is the hypothetical example where the three a company is producing three product P1, P2 and P3, and they have segmented three market M1, M2 and M3. So if a company is focusing with his one product to his one segmented market, this is called as single segment concentration. They want to concentrate at the beginning with the one product which they feel that is the best one for M1 market. So that one is single segment. After sometimes if they realize that I have to go with the selective specialization, maybe like my P2 product is good for the market 1, maybe my P3 product is good for the market 2, and P1 is good for the market 3. Means selective specialization, it is not fixed. So it is based on the research, it is based on the customer, it is based on the product quality, which product is good for which type of market. So selective specialization. Sometime a company realized that my one product, my best product, can be applied for whole segmented market. In this case, when a company want to target with one specialized product to the whole segmented market, like in case of third diagram, P2 product is there for market 1, market 2 and market 3. This is called as product specialization. Sometime company realize that I have to focus on one market first, which is more potential with my all product. So here the concentration is focused on market, like in case of fourth example or fourth diagram, where market 1 is totally concentrated with all the products of the company P1, P2, P3. It is called as market specialization. And at the end, when company realize that I can go with all my product to all my market or segmented market, then it is called as full market coverage. So I hope this second stage of target market, which is market targeting, is clear to everyone. Next one is positioning. Basically, basic meaning or definition of positioning is creating product image in the mind of a customer. Creating or try to make a image of a product in the mind of a customer. And how we are doing this one? Through differentiation. So differentiation is not same as positioning, but differentiation is all about making the positioning successful. Or positioning is the act of designing the company offering an image to occupy a distinct place in the mind of target market. And how we are doing this thing? This thing can be done through the differentiation. A company can differentiate its market offering with the 5 different dimensions. Means We can differentiate our product by its quality. We can differentiate its product by services, or it may be through channels, or it may be through brand name, or it may be through different things. But there are the five major things or five major dimensions on which a company can differentiate its product from its competitors, or through which a company can do the positioning finally. The first dimension is product differentiation. Product differentiation means it may be related with the product quality, product performance, product features, product durability, product reliability, product style, design, whatever the physical appearance of the product related with that one, it is comes under the product differentiation. It may be the quality of the product, it may be the durability of the product, it may be the performance of the product, it may be the look of the product, it may be the feature of the product, it may be the style of the product. Second dimension through which we can differentiate our product is service differentiation. Service differentiation is true in both the cases of goods and services. Like in case of goods, how what we can differentiate, like after sales services, like installation, like training of the goods if the goods is complex. But in case of services, like the services of hospitality, services of hospital, services of education, how we can give, maybe through the, like service differentiation is there, like ordering ease, easy to order, delivery, how to deliver the product, installation, customer training, customer consultancy, maintenance, repair. So some company try to differentiate themselves like this way. Like in case of Maruti Suzuki, they are claiming that in every city of India you can find out their outlet of service. So it is easy to find out that one. So that is the service difference. After that, personal differentiation. Personal differentiation is more common in case of service industry, because in service provider is attached. The person who is providing the service is cannot be separate from that one. So, or even the person who is representing the company or brand or product, how he behave, what is his competency, how much is courtesy, credibility, reliability, responsiveness, communication. These all things will be the a product can be differentiate from it like that one. Our customers are is king, like that type of things. Or if the credibility of the representative is good, people will prefer to go there, people will try to buy that one. Some banks try to make these things very seriously. They want to differentiate themselves through a service provided by their employees. So personal differentiation is there. Channel differentiation is there. Channel differentiation means what is your network, how big your network is. Like Coca-Cola can claim that even in some country you cannot find the water, but you can find the Coca-Cola in everywhere. Why they are claiming like this one? Because of their channel differentiation, coverage, reach, channel of distribution, expertise, performance in case of availability, even channel distribution in today days, how much you are reaching through the different mode, like online mode, exclusive mode, home delivery mode, like that one differentiation. Some companies are like pizza are saying that we deliver pizza in 30 minutes, otherwise it is free. That is what they want to make it channel differentiation. Image differentiation. Some company, because of their brand image, because of their symbol, because of their atmosphere, because of their event, even because of their PR agency, they want to make a image differentiation, so that because of their sign, symbol, catchy, or even like somebody is asking nothing official about it, aha, so we can realize that it is all about the Pepsi. So that is called as image differentiation. So a product can be differentiated on these five different criteria. So this is all about target marketing: segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Now, in the continuation of these things, there is one more concept which is called as USP. USP is very commonly used in corporate world, which is called as unique selling proposition. Also, it is the things which can be used to differentiate your product. Means a, a one thing or the combination of things, or it's a factors which can differentiate a product from its competitors. It may be the one characteristics, or it may be the combination of different characteristics. What your competitors don't have, what is your USP, so that your company will sell more than your competitors, or customer will prefer more than the competitors. It can be the lowest cost, it can be the highest quality, it can be the product of its own different type. Like some example of USP are like that. Domino Pizza, they say that about the richness. Fresh pizza, hot pizza deliver in 30 minutes. So quick delivery is their USP. Nokia USP was one time, because they are number one because of this USP: simplicity, reliability, backup, quality. Samsung USP is Android, easy to use, less money than their competitors. And FedEx, one of the global courier services, they are saying that when it is absolutely positive, has to be there overnight. Means they claim that within 24 hours they can reach in any part of the world, or they can deliver the packets. So that is the USP example of some companies. So I hope this thing is clear, and if there is any confusion, clarification is needed, I am always there to give you the answer for that. Thank you very much.